Finally, Galaxy Z Fold 6 is out, and it is now the time to compare with the best of smartphone world, the Galaxy S24 Ultra. There are a bunch of similarities here and some big differences, and yes, some disappointments as well. When we talk about foldable phones, there was always a major concern for the durability. But Galaxy S24 Ultra, being a usual candy bar phone, is much more durable compared to the Z Fold 6. And I have numbers to prove it. We wanted dust proofing on Z Fold 6, but it never happened. Samsung gave us IP48 rating for water resistance and above 1 meter dust particles. But Galaxy S24 Ultra on the other hand came with the IP68 both water and dust resistance. The inner display is where things got changed, and we all know. They come up with the UTG ultra thin glass on Fold 6, which is 50% thicker compared to the previous generation. Still, it is way less durable compared to the S24 Ultra, and the concern usually starts at the black line and inner display damage issues. Although with the thicker UTG, the chances are reduced, but still, it's a foldable phone. Also, people are most curious about the number of folds on Fold 6. Samsung claimed 200,000, but they also claimed a life of around 10 years. That's a big claim, and usually, foldable phones show signs of end within 2 to 3 years. The major part played by inner display screen protector, which started losing its strength, and when you fold your previous foldable, that screen protector tend to damage your inner display. Also, I am not impressed with the Samsung going with the older glass on the front of a Z Fold 6. Yes, Samsung put Gorilla Glass Victus 2, same as Z Fold 5 from last year. But S24 Ultra came with a Gorilla Glass armor, which is 4 times scratch resistant compared to the Victus 2. And not only this, the anti-reflective coating is another plus for the S24 Ultra. Obviously, if you don't care much about your phone, it is better to go with the candy bar phone than to look for the foldable phone. The design is where Samsung did a great job on both phones. S24 Ultra came with a titanium build. We expected a similar one on Fold 6, but no, it's armor aluminum. But the sides are now flat on Fold 6, and honestly, this looks way more premium, and even in hand feeling of a Z Fold 6 is just amazing. Samsung also reduced the thickness, 12.1mm, which helps Samsung to reduce the weight on Fold 6. Galaxy Z Fold 6 is the first foldable phone from Samsung to get this close to the weight of a normal candy bar phone, 239 grams, compared to 233 on S24 Ultra. You barely notice the difference if you start using one of them in your daily life, only 5 grams difference. Although if you head-to-head compare a Fold 6 and S24 Ultra, obviously, Fold 6 gets an edge having 2 displays. The color options are different. Fold 6 came with a navy, silver shadow and pink as main color option, and 2 additional color options, black and white, which you can get from Samsung's official website. This is where things got different. Fold 6 came with 2 displays being a foldable phone. A 6.3 inches cover display is slightly larger compared to the 6.2 inches on Z Fold 5, and the 7.6 inches inner display with a more boxier design. Both displays runs at 120Hz refresh rate, but only one display supports an S Pen, the inner display of a Z Fold 6. There is no support for the cover display. Also, you need to get a case to carry the S Pen for the Fold 6, but S24 Ultra has a built-in S Pen, which is a major plus for the S24 Ultra, and solely for this reason, people usually go with the S24 Ultra. Also, S24 Ultra came with only one display, 6.8 inches. And if you notice or not, Galaxy S24 Ultra came with symmetrical bezels, means all 4 sides will have the same width. And the peak brightness is where Samsung did a great job on both phones. S24 Ultra came with 2600 nits of peak brightness earlier this year, and we get the same numbers on both inner and cover display of a Fold 6. Now it's all come down to personal preference, dual displays or single with a more durability. This is where Galaxy S24 Ultra can easily outshine the Z Fold 6. Since Samsung stuck with the same cameras on the Fold 6 compared to the last generation, at least in terms of numbers. S24 Ultra rocks 200 megapixel main sensor, a 50 megapixel 5x telephoto sensor, a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto sensor, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide, compared to 3 camera sensors on the back of a Z Fold 6. 50 megapixel main shooter, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto sensor. Although Samsung gave us an option for 4K 120 FPS on Fold 6, which is a plus, but obviously on Z Fold 6 you cannot do 100x zoom as there is no periscope lens on it, and you can go up to 30x digital zoom. The AI optimization play a major role, but it cannot fill a gap. And you should note, I'm not saying Z Fold 6 is extremely bad. It's just that if you want the best camera phone, S24 Ultra should be your priority over Z Fold 6. Fold 6 on its own performs really well. It is not the best camera phone, neither Samsung claimed. Samsung didn't learn from its mistakes, and I'm saying this because Z Fold 6 packs the same battery which Samsung was using from the past 3 years. Yes, 4400 mAh battery, which started from Z Fold 3, and this is obviously a downside for those who use a lot of inner display. With 7.6 inches 120Hz refresh rate, you cannot get more screen on time compared to any other phone. Even S24 Ultra is far better with its smaller 6.8 inches display, and it packs a larger battery 5000 mAh. We get around 7 to 8 hours of screen on time on S24 Ultra, and it obviously depends on the usage. There is only one hack to get this much battery out of the Z Fold 6: to use the cover display most of the time instead of inner display. And it actually worked out and tested. Or you lock your refresh rate at 60Hz. Although Samsung slightly improved the numbers compared to last year, 2 hours more on video playback and 4 hours more audio playback compared to the Z Fold 5. Still falls short of the S24 Ultra because of smaller battery. The charging speed is also stuck at 25 watt with the same battery, comes with the same charging speed. But the S24 Ultra came with a 45 watt fast charger with a bigger battery. This is probably the only thing which is similar on Z Fold 6 and S24 Ultra. We get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 made for Galaxy processor on both phones, so there is no point of sharing the Geekbench scores as both would have been the same number. The interesting thing which I want to talk about is the bigger vapor chamber. Even before the launch of S24 Ultra, Samsung knew Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is more power hungry and can generate more heat, which is why Samsung put a bigger vapor chamber in S24 Ultra. And guess what? To my surprise and even yours, Samsung puts a bigger vapor chamber in Z Fold 6. Yes, 1.6 times bigger vapor chamber than the last year. This was the only area I was concerned about the Fold 6, and Samsung was on point. The bigger vapor chamber was much needed on Z Fold 6, and they did it. With Galaxy S24 Ultra, Samsung started showing off the AI features on Galaxy devices. 2024 is all about AI for Samsung, and there is no difference on Z Fold 6. As even on Unpack event, Samsung shows more AI feature than the actual product. On Z Fold 6, we get some amazing AI feature. The best one is for the S Pen. You can draw something and AI will turn into a real image. Sketch to image is the actual feature. Circle to search, document summarization, and more are already available on the Z Fold 6, and I expect Samsung will give this same features to S24 Ultra in the next update with the One UI 6.1.1. Speaking of the software, Samsung will give us 7 years of OS updates on both phones. Being a foldable phone, do you really think it will last this longer? This year, Samsung formed a same policy with the both phones. Earlier this year, Samsung increased the price on S24 Ultra from $1199 to $1299, and we expected a similar jump on Z Fold 6, and it actually happened. Z Fold 6 is also $100 more than the previous generation, from $1799 to $1899, but if you pre-order now, you can get some amazing pre-order deals and some great trade-in deals, although you can only get $800 for the S24 Ultra and about $1200 for the Z Fold 5. If you are used to foldable phone, then you would probably go with the Z Fold 6, but if you need better cameras and more durability, then S24 Ultra should be your go-to option. Else, for productivity and having a luxury of 2 displays, then foldable is your only go-to option. With that said, if you find value from this video, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Till then, peace out.